Hi, I'm Ann Barrow-McKenzie, and I'm Coordinator of College Relations for the Villanova University College of Nursing. And we're here today talking to doctoral students and finding out information from them about the program that will be valuable for prospective students to learn. So I'm here today with second-year student Kate Morse, and Kate will be telling us what she likes about the program and why she chose Villanova for doctoral study. So Kate, you're from the area, yes?
Yes. I live within an hour of the college campus.
And what is it that you do now, and why did you decide to pursue doctoral study and do it here at Villanova?
I'm a nurse practitioner in acute care, and I'm a faculty member at a inner city university, so I'm a faculty member in the nurse practitioner program. So for me, it was part of my trajectory as a faculty member to get my doctorate. And Villanova was a good fit for me because its focus not only was research, but the development of nurse faculty. So when I looked at curriculum across different doctoral programs, that was very attractive to me because my goal was to continue primarily in the teacher role and a little bit of research. So it was an excellent fit for me that way. And then also the online component, even though I'm local, the convenience of being in my home and being able to take classes at home allows you really another 2 to 2.5 hours of study time a day when it's your class day.
Right.
So those two things in combination were a good fit for me.
And Kate, along that line of the technology, I don't know how technologically savvy you felt before you came into the program, but could you speak a little bit to the support and to the available technology that's here and how that's helped you through the program?
Well, we are in a WIMBA classroom, which is a virtual classroom, and we use video enabled as well as audio so we can hear each other and we can see each other, which really makes it, I think a lot of people are reticent to take an online program thinking that it's asynchronous, meaning we're all there at different times, but we're actually all in the virtual classroom. And the interaction in the seminar classes, you don't feel that you're not sitting beside other people and you're listening to other people, you're able to interject, not only written but in speaking. So I think that interaction, it goes away, the technology goes away unless it's an issue, and it's very rarely an issue. So once you get over that initial learning the process, it really doesn't become an issue, and it's amazing the level of interaction that you can have. And I know that sometimes people are reticent because they think an online program is less rigorous or suspect in some fashion, and it's not. The level of education that you get and interaction is equal to what you get in a classroom. It's
interesting you say that essentially the technology kind of fades into the background, and it's almost like being as close as you and I are today. But if there ever is a problem with the technology, how do you handle that if you're in the middle of class or you're home trying to do your research? Well,
we're hooked to each other during class, so there's always access to your classmates to let them know that you're in trouble and they can communicate with the professor. And they also have technological suggestions, and then we have the university's help desk, which are available and are very helpful. So there's a lot of different venues, and most of the lectures are archived, so if you have an unsolvable problem, you are still able to go back and listen to the lecture at a later date.
And your knowledge, a lot of your knowledge of how to work in that virtual classroom has come from an orientation, yes?
Yeah, we had an orientation here at the university during our first intensive that introduced us to the program and our laptops. And then I was fortunate because I use a similar program where I teach, but even those, my classmates who did not use a program still had no problems learning the technology. And then they also do a test before your first class. So we all come in to make sure we've got it down and say hi to the professor. So you have a little test before your first class so you can work out any of the bugs before things get started.
Oh, that's great. Kate, could you describe a little bit your research that you're working on in the doctoral program and how the design of the curriculum facilitates you moving that along? Because you're, I'm sure like every other doctoral student, you don't want to waste time. So how is it that Villanova facilitates that for you?
Well, my area of interest is in nurse practitioners and the use of high fidelity simulation and whether or not they learn better in that environment. Now, Villanova's program, and that's another thing when you look at curriculum to choose a program, the dissertation seminars are threaded throughout the program from the beginning, and some doctoral programs leave them all to the end. So all our work during our coursework is geared towards our research question. And by having those dissertation seminars right from the beginning, even when you feel like you don't know what your question is, it forces you to think through the process immediately. And that way, while you have the faculty support, you're doing the work. And then when you get to the end of your coursework, you're not then now starting on your dissertation. You've pretty much gotten most of your core work done and you're ready to move to the next step. So I think that shortens the time and allows you to complete a successful dissertation.
Mm-hmm. And how have the faculty helped you along this road so far? I know you're now 2 years into the program. What have you learned in terms of their expertise and mentorship? Anything you could share with prospective students?
I think the advantage is that the faculty, even though you're not here on campus, and I could be, but I still have connections with them via computer and telephone, is they're available to you. If it's a question that they can't answer, they'll give you another resource in the faculty, and I've talked to other faculty that haven't been involved directly in our classes, and they've been marvelous. They've shared their expertise with simulation, talked to me about their own research, sent me PDFs of their articles, and were very helpful and even offered to critique what I had already written. So I think that the support of the faculty to move you forward is ever present.
And Kate, you also alluded to, when we were talking about technology, you alluded to the support of your fellow students. Could you expand on that a little bit?
Well, I think we have, each cohort obviously is a little bit different, and we have nurse practitioners, certified nurse midwives, we've got nurse educators, staff nurses, and everybody has a little different comfort level with technology. So some of us are better at other things and other people are better at certain other technologies, and everybody is willing to help everybody else. And I think because you now can be so connected technologically, really that distance is no longer of importance. Even our student who's in the Middle East, which is amazing to me when he comes in and it's 3 o'clock in the morning for him, and comes into stats class, but he's in class, he's interactive, and you don't feel that he's that far away. So I think he feels connected to us even though he's so far away.
So it sounds like your cohort is well woven together and you're learning from each other's area of expertise and so forth.
And I think one of the ways that that happens is that first intensive that you spend 2 weeks together, you really get to know each other before you get put in the online environment.
Kate, is there anything else you would want to add or would be helpful for a prospective student to know?
I think just really thinking about your learning style, and if you would learn well in an online environment that is very supportive, then Villanova is going to be an excellent fit for you, with the focus on being a nurse faculty, with research expertise as well. And I think, from my perspective, this has been a marvelous program, and I'm thrilled to be here.
Great. Well, we were thrilled you could talk with us today. Thanks, Kate.
Sure.